The envy of the world, the National Health Service continue to fail. Well, they have a new plan. They are going to get receptionists to do parts of the doctors' jobs instead of, training and hiring more doctors. Here we go again. This so-called conservative government has completely mismanaged the whole thing over the last 13 years, but also successive governments. The whole experiment has been failing for decades, unless you throw some money at it. For about 15 minutes it works, then it goes down again. But the Tories have made a complete mess. Now, the conservative politicians that we have in government, they are very much in favour of short-term plasters. They put plasters on every wound. This is not really a pun, but they don't really know if they could have a long-term plan or not. So, what's happening now? The receptionists who work at GP services and clinics, all these practices are going to have the receptionists to become care navigators. So, this is to improve communications and streamline the process of booking appointments and getting the right medical advice, something that even the Welsh Labour, NHS, they do it in Wales. But if you're using this as a primary solution to the problems of getting appointments with GPs or actual giving patients choice to have their own GP, it's not really the right solution because the system doesn't work in Wales either. Now, it's a good short-term plaster. You have to actually improve the GP practices, the phone service, the way you get the appointments, obviously open up spaces. You have to do that anyway, but it's not really the alternative to actually training and recruiting more doctors. You can't really get receptionists to do the job of the doctors, or at least part of the doctors, so a job of the doctors. So they're going to be care navigators. They're going to basically answer the phone and use their judgment to tell you what you should do or who you should see or what sort of advice you should get. They're going to spend £240 million to upgrade phone systems of each GP practice across the country as well, in England. And so again, this has to be done anyway. This should have been done a while ago. But you cannot provide this as a solution to all the problems that we have when it comes to booking appointments for GPs. We don't have enough doctors. And we don't really have enough actual process that is truly streamlined. You have to upgrade the phone system. You have to get some sort of new procedure, but that doesn't fix the problem. The problem that they're going to basically get, around 6,500 care navigator training places will also be supported by government funding, so more money, as the role of GP receptionists are expanded. Why are we getting receptionists to do more stuff without actually being fully trained? I know they're going to train them up, but it's going to be a bureaucratic training. Just tick box exercise. They're going to basically give them a form or on some sort of spreadsheet on the computer. They're going to pick up the phone and say, "Are you coughing? Okay, if you're coughing, I'm going to have to click on this. And my advice to you is to do this." What is going on? It's a receptionist. Their job is just to pick up the phone and book the appointment. And you should actually have patient's choice. You should be able to pick your own doctor, but you can't in this country because the healthcare system is less effective than East Germany. Because we were talking about East Germany earlier. It's a mess. It's a complete mess. The Tory government don't know what they're doing. We have Steve Barclay, the new health secretary, who says, "Well, I want to make sure people receive the right support when they contact their general practice." Yeah, but not from the receptionist, Steve. And he says, "And bring an end to the 8 a.m. scramble for appointments." I'm with you. I agree. We all want to stop this nonsensical 8 a.m. thing that you have to wake up so early. Everybody calls the GP practice at the same time. And if you get lucky, you might get an appointment on that day. Otherwise, you have to wait till the next World Cup. And that has to be fixed. But you can't do it by just getting receptionists to become care navigators. It doesn't work in Wales either. Anyway, we had some reaction from the Royal College of GPs. And actually, for once, I agree with what they said. They said, "The public need to be aware of what's achievable. Politicians think that promising faster access will improve services and win votes. But many practices are already struggling for lack of GPs and other clinical staff, particularly those in communities with large numbers of patients with complex needs and disproportionate health inequalities. We need thousands more GPs as we were promised at the last election in 2019 so that we can look after the increasing numbers of patients who need our care. And we look to the long-awaited NHS workforce plan with anticipation to see how this will be achieved. So, obviously short term, again, because everything is about short-termism, and medium term, the system, whether we like it or not, is the NHS. So you have to do that. You have to actually not only just throw more money at it or just hire more doctors, firstly train them up rather than actually just getting economic migration to become your source. But at the same time, that doesn't really fix everything either, because the system is too big. It's literally a bureaucratic monster. It doesn't really matter how many doctors you hire or how much money you throw at it. You need to reform the system. You need to start from scratch. And don't give me the American insurance-based nonsense. Nobody wants it. It doesn't work in this country. Just look at Western European systems or Nordic systems, and you can use best case studies to actually have universal healthcare. Everybody wants universal healthcare in this country. Give it to them. Just a better system, because this one doesn't work. It's getting wokey and clapping at 8 p.m. and not answering the phone at 8 a.m. We need a better system. But no one in the political system is willing to say it, because everybody's worried about losing their seats. Everybody's thinking about just what's happening next week. Are they getting a promotion in the cabinet? Are they going to lose their jobs? Are they going to be ousted as a candidate? Stop this nonsense. Let me know your thoughts. I'm Mahyar Tousi, and we are the media.